4 years into watch collecting, I still always think about the Junghans Max Bill. I never pulled the trigger on the watch because I always told myself that it was too expensive and too delicate for me. As I concluded my first job and prepared to move on to grad school for graphic design, I found an excuse to treat myself. Luckily, I found it on Joma Shop for $420, which is a much better deal than the retail of $800. This is the Junghans Max Bill Handwinding with Arabic numerals. The dimension of the watch is 34mm in diameter, 37 lug to lug, 9mm in thickness, a large portion of which is the dome acrylic crystal, and 18mm lug width. Because the design is all dial, it appears larger than the 34mm diameter would suggest. Here's how it looks on my 6.25-inch wrist. I don't like the light tan color of the original straps, so I replaced it with the Hearst black leather straps. The watch is very thin and lightweight, and depending on the strap you put it on, you can sometimes forget that it's even on your wrist. This can be a bad thing if you wear this as your daily watch, as you are more likely to bump it into things and damage the crystal, while the coating can protect it from scratches. Once it's scratched, you cannot polish it with polywatch. Owning this watch, in the past few months I have managed to keep the watch from scratches. The case back is high polish and is attached to the case with 4 screws, and it is signed with Max Bill's signature. I really like the design of this watch and how everything on the dial is well thought out and proportioned. The font on the dial is phenomenal, especially the number 4. I read that it was the Bauhaus chair upside down. The second and minute hands are added with thin stripes of lume, and there are 4 lume pips at the 12, 3, 6, and 9 positions. The lume is pretty weak, which is not surprising for a dress watch. Everything else on the dial is printed. I am a little bit bothered by the number 30 in the middle of Made in Germany. It says Made in 30 Germany, which seems silly to me, but I get that it maintains the symmetry of the dial. Speaking of which, this watch does not have a date window, and I believe the movement that this watch uses doesn't have the date function either. On the website, it says the watch uses the Junghans J805 handwinding movement, which is based on the ETA 01. However, I believe that this movement does not have the date function because the crown can only pull out to one position. I remember the saying, "Don't meet your heroes because they will disappoint." This watch has always been the standard that I use for a minimalist dress watch. I never bought it for fear that it is too delicate and breakable, and for the price tag I did not want to take that risk. But now my lifestyle has changed, and I mostly work on a computer in an office, so this watch can be and is my everyday companion. So as it turns out, the Junghans Max Bill, my all-time hero of watches, does not disappoint at all. That's it, guys. I'm gonna stop the video here. If you enjoy the content, please make sure you press the like button, and please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. And I will see you again. Thanks for watching.